Welcome to the Magnetic Creator Podcast. I'm your host, Melanie Mishler, and each week we have intimate conversations about the things that matter most in life. My superpower is helping you remember who you truly are, a powerful, magical creator. I give you proven tools to help you get unstuck and manifest a life that sets your heart on fucking fire. Are you ready? Let's go. Hello, my beautiful friend, and welcome back. I hope you're enjoying fall wherever you are. Right now, I'm still in Northern California for about one more week, and then I head down to Belize for the winter. And I have to tell you, it's stormy and rainy here, and this is my absolute favorite weather. So Cooper and I have just been snuggling up by the fire. I've been writing, reading, and working on lots of exciting things that I can't wait to share. So much good stuff coming in 2025. Anyway, today we're going to dive into both the science and art of getting real results. Because manifesting isn't just wishful thinking. It's about understanding how your brain works and using that knowledge strategically. But first, I want to start with something kind of funny because I hear people say all the time that they want things to come quicker and faster. They get frustrated because they want to manifest something that they perceive, and it's just a perception that it's not coming. And I just want to say, thank fucking God that our thoughts don't instantly turn into things, right? I mean, the fact that we can't manifest instantly is actually a very good thing. Because can you imagine every time you got irritated or every time you got triggered and you thought, I could strangle him, or I wish they would just disappear. If our thoughts instantly turned to things, we had instant manifestation, we'd all be in some serious trouble, and it would be kind of tragic, right? We just don't have that much control of our thoughts at this stage in evolution, and especially me, because my husband will attest that I can be a hot-headed Latina, and I personally don't want my thoughts to instantly manifest, because trust me, I think some crazy shit sometimes. And just like our brain has both conscious and subconscious processing working together, manifesting combines both science and magic. Almost like gardening. And I mean, gardening's kind of a magical thing, right? It's not magical. It is actually science. But it seems pretty magic to plant a seed in the ground and have something grow. So today I want to talk about the parallels between gardening and manifesting. And I promise that might seem like they're not connected, but they are. So stick with me. But first, let me tell you a funny story that ties perfectly into today's topic. You might know that I grew up in the city in Southern California, and I didn't know shit about gardening or plants or anything like that. In fact, when I moved to the country in Northern California, the 2 trees in front of my house had no leaves. Because it was winter, by the way, and I thought they were dead. I'm actually really super embarrassed to admit this because it seems like common sense, right? But I had never seen trees without leaves before, and I had never experienced 4 seasons before, so I didn't understand the cycles of nature. So imagine me, I moved to the country, again, it's the winter, and I decide out of the blue, I'm going to become a gardener. This is just such a great idea. I'm going to grow a garden. I had never grown anything, and at this point, I couldn't even keep a houseplant alive. But on the side of my house, there was a patch of dirt, and it was in full sun. So again, knowing nothing about gardens or plants or obviously seasons, I went to the store, bought some seeds, and planted them. And I watered them, and I waited, and keep in mind, it's still fucking winter. And then about 3 weeks later, spring came. And the leaves on those trees that I thought were dead came out, and my little garden patch was in total shade all day long. Needless to say, my garden was a total flop. Nothing grew. And I laugh about this now because I was such a city girl. And living in Southern California my whole life, I didn't have any connection with nature or seasons or cycles. And the reason I share this really embarrassing story is because that same clueless energy, that's exactly how most of us approach manifesting and mindset work. So let me break down why gardening and manifestation are literally the same process. In gardening, you need the right soil, which is equal to your mindset foundation. You need good seeds, which is equal to clear intentions. You need proper timing, right? You can't be planting your tomatoes in the winter. It doesn't work. Just like you have to have alignment and divine timing with manifestation. When you plant a garden, you need to water it daily. And that is the same thing as focused attention and focused energy that we use in manifestation. You obviously need patience. In garden, you obviously need patience while things grow underground. And that's equal to trusting the process in manifestation. In gardening, you also need protection from weeds, which in manifesting is protection from negative thoughts. You have to manage those negative thoughts. And then finally, you need the right environment. Just like my little patch of garden wouldn't grow because it was in full shade. When you're setting intentions, when you are working towards a goal or manifesting something, however you want to call it, you need to surround yourself with support. You need to be in the right environment. And here's the most basic scientific truth about both. You get what you plant, period. You want tomatoes? You plant tomatoes. You want corn? You plant corn. You want success? You plant success thoughts. You want abundance? You plant abundant mindset. You want extraordinary results? You have to plant an extraordinary vision. It's literally that simple and that complicated because it's kind of both. And in manifestation, it's identical to gardening because you can't plant a seed and dig it up every day to check if it's growing. Just like you can't put an intention out there and then obsess over it every day and wonder, why isn't it here yet? Or why am I still where I'm at? Because both processes require you to trust what's happening beneath the surface. Both processes also require that we tend to them. In gardening, we're going to water every day. We don't just water sometimes. We don't just leave it and skip it for a week. We have to water our seeds every day. And in manifesting, that is focusing and imagining ourselves in the future result. And we don't do this with doubt, right? Like a gardener doesn't water their plants thinking, well, I hope this works because this is a little bit woo-woo. No, they know. They trust in the process and they know that it's a very scientific process, right? They water with knowing, they tend to their garden, and they know it will grow. And just like a gardener gets really specific with what they plant, because there's a gazillion varieties of tomatoes, there's like hundreds of varieties of basically everything. Let's get really specific about what you're planting because abundance isn't just one thing. You hear me say this a lot. Abundance of debt, that's abundance. And by the way, have you seen hoarders? That's abundance too. But is that the kind of abundance you want? So I always ask people when we're working together, tell me what exactly it is that you want. What kind of abundance do you want? Is it time? Is it freedom? Is it space or money? And more importantly, what do those things represent? How are you going to feel when you get those things? And if it's money, there's always a reason why. So I want you to distill down your clarity on why you want what you want. Why are you planting what you're planting? If you want success, maybe you've already achieved many of your goals, but then something still feels missing. And that's because success without fulfillment is ultimate failure. So what kind of success are you really seeking? And then if it's love you want to plant, well, do you want a lover? What do you envision yourself experiencing because of that? Is it yummy, juicy sex? Is it snuggly nights watching movies? Is it just coming home and knowing someone's there? What is it? Again, you have to get really fucking specific because just like you can plant a mango, but there's 400 kinds of mangoes. You can say, I want love, but there's hundreds of kinds of love, friend. And let me tell you, I have found true love with my dog. Cooper is my soulmate. He is my spirit animal, but that might not be the kind of love you want. So you need to get really clear, right? Is it human love? Is it a man? Is it a woman? What is it? Just like in gardening, we need to know exactly the variety that you're going to grow. You're not going to plant corn and get honeysuckle because it does not work like this. Again, this is fucking science. And you might think this is woo-woo, but it's not, I promise. If you look around at your current reality, at what you're currently experiencing, I want you to remember that that is just a result of your past thoughts, your past beliefs, and your past actions. So if you want something different in the future, then we have to plant something different. We have to sow different seeds. So here's my challenge to you this week. I want you to recognize that you're already the gardener of your life, whether you realize it or not. The only question is, what are you choosing to grow? Get crystal clear on that, and let's start planting the right stuff intentionally. Okay, my friend, I hope this analogy made sense to you. You know how much I love them. I love analogies. I love movie lessons, all the things. So have a beautiful week. I will be podcasting next week, which is Thanksgiving. I actually have a special episode I'm going to share with you, which is my 2-minute gratitude practice. And I do this every day. I've probably been doing it for 30 years, and it's a great way to start your day. And it literally only takes, you can do it in 60 seconds. I usually take about 2 minutes to do it before I ever get out of bed. All right, friend. Thanks for listening. If you like this episode, please share it with a friend that you think it would be helpful with. And until next week, keep manifesting an epic fucking life.